Hello, my beautiful Black Americans. This is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. I want to encourage you in whatever it is you're doing or whatever it is you want to do. You can do it. You are enough. And there's nobody in the whole wide world that can do it better. So be of good cheer and be thankful that you are in the land of the living. That is one of my favorite pieces of music, and so I just wanted to switch it up today and do something just a little different, but I will be back with 75 and lower in the next video. So I want to recall that a few weeks ago, Tanya TKO went off on Nigerians for their arrogance in Nigeria, talking about what they would do if they were in America, calling Americans lazy and slackers or whatever they were calling Black Americans, and if they were here, what all they would do, and they would be rich and they would be famous and they would be all that. Well, they're having a shot in New York City to do all of those things that they were going to do when they got to America. So let's talk about it. So a bunch of them have descended upon New York City illegally, and they are trying to basically, look what it looks like is, they're trying to demand that New York City provide food, shelter, and clothing and give them an immediate work permit. So the city workers are not moving fast enough for them. And because the process was not moving on their expected time frame, they're all saying that this is not what they were expecting. And they're protesting outside City Hall to let everybody know how they feel about it. I'm very upset about it because I was not thinking it would be like this, one unnamed male immigrant said. Because of lack of shelter, lack of many things are missing, lack of job. And I guess this unnamed male immigrant was supposed to be the spokesman for the group, because looking at a group of young men, he said, they are young guys, look at them. They're 19 years old, 20 years old. So they are ready to work, but we need to get better conditions for these guys. Now this is a person who came to this country illegally, and he's talking about what he thinks the country ought to do. And he's upset because they are not moving in a timely enough fashion for him. I don't even know what you call that. That is beyond arrogant. Nobody sent for you. You came here through the southern border illegally. I have to repeat that. And you ended up in New York City, and now you've decided that people need to get you a decent place to live and so many things, he says, that are missing, and get them a job because they're ready to go to work. Where do people get this kind of gall? Will somebody please tell me where? So further on, now they are saying that they are not treated like the immigrants from Latin America. And they're saying it's because they're black. And I'm saying it really might be because they're black. Because one of the women, an African woman who works with the African immigrants, has already said that they are treated differently. Any Black American could have told them that they would be treated differently than other ethnic groups, and they would not have believed you, and that would not have deterred them from coming here. But the bottom line is, and I'm going to say this, and y'all let me know if I'm wrong, if you know whether or not I'm wrong or right. But when those immigrants come up here from Mexico and Latin America, they come here illegally. They know they're illegal, and so they behave that way. They sneak in, they work where they can, they work and get paid under the table, or they get with a company that they know they're going to work for less than minimum wages in some cases. But I have never heard of them going anywhere demanding anything. Now, I could be wrong because I don't live in any of these cities. Around here in the South, when they start congregating and piling in, somehow these southern governments will do something, and the next thing you know, they'll all be gone. They'll go away, and sometimes they'll come back. But they don't ever come back making any demands or telling anybody else what they're supposed to do. And I believe a lot of this is due to Africans going back to Africa from the United States, talking about the welfare system, talking about how America is and how, free and you could do what you want to. How arrogant do you have to be to come up in here illegally and start talking about what somebody else is supposed to do? Another thing about the immigrants that come from Latin America, they have networks. They have family members in the United States. And so they hook up with their family members and they can live underground for years because they have somebody who will let them stay with them, and they can work under the table because they know people who will hire them to work under the table. They're Mexicans, and we say Mexicans, but they come from all over Latin America. They're used to doing it that way. They're not used to coming up here, going to a government agency and telling the people at the government agency what they're supposed to do for them. I've never heard of anything like this before. When you come here legally to go to school, because that's usually what the Africans do, is come here to go to school and won't leave. That's how most of them got here. They came here on a school visa, and when it was time to go home, they just wouldn't go because they didn't want to go back to that village where there was no running water and no electricity. But they're still arrogant as hell. So anyway, y'all, they are learning the hard way what America is about. They have thought that black Americans are just pampered. Just let me get to America. Those black Americans are lazy. In fact, the lady that was interviewed by NPR said that Africans think that black Americans are deficient in some way. We're deficient now. We came here in chains, but we're deficient. They've been in their countries where they're in a majority, and their countries are called shitholes by so many people. Donald Trump. But yet and still, there's something wrong with us. And they don't see anything wrong with that. But they gonna learn. If they stay here, they're gonna learn. Chicago is already fighting back. So New York is gonna be the last stand. But we will see how all of this works out. But I just want to know what y'all think about this. They're up there talking about they need to get shelter, and they've been in those shelters too long, and this, that, and whatever else. I'm telling you, you cannot make this stuff up. But anyway, let me know what you think. Subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, share the video, and as always, have a great day.